Read rhymes.
Imagine walking up to crystal clear blue water all around you. No traffic, no noise, just the sound of waves and maybe some birds. That's exactly what life feels like on this tiny, peaceful island in Bangladesh. The water is so clean you can see the fish swimming right from the shore, and everything just feels calm. If you have ever dreamed of escaping to a real paradise without leaving the country, stick around because today I am taking you to Saint Martin Island. So, where exactly is this place? Saint Martin's Island is right in the Bay of Bengal and it is the southernmost point of Bangladesh. It's about 9 kilometers south of the Teknaf Peninsula, which is part of the Cox's Bazar area. Basically, it's super far south, around 120 kilometers from Cox's Bazar city itself. To get there, most people head to Teknaf first, either by bus from the Cox's Bazar or further away. From Teknaf, you hop on a boat or ship. There are daily tourist ships, speedboats or bigger launches that take about 2 to 3 hours depending on the weather and the type of boat. It's only reachable by water, no roads or bridges, so that boat ride is part of the adventure. Alright, a bit of history real quick. A long time ago, like centuries back, this island was actually connected to the Teknaf Peninsula. Over time though, natural changes started happening. Rising sea levels, strong tides, and flooding from the Bay of Bengal slowly reshaped the coastline. Eventually, the land got separated from Teknaf and formed its own small island out in the sea. Geologists believe the island itself was formed mostly from coral deposits and sand carried by ocean currents. Over hundreds of years, these coral fragments built up layer by layer until the island became stable enough for plants to grow and eventually for people to live there. The first settlers probably arrived about 200 years ago. Most historians believe they were fishermen coming from nearby coastal areas and from Arakan, which is now part of Myanmar. At that time, fishermen were always searching for rich fishing grounds, and the waters around the island were full of fish, crabs, and other sea life. Because of that, some of them started staying on the island during fishing seasons. At first, it was probably just temporary shelters, simple huts made from wood and palm leaves, but gradually, more people began settling there permanently. Small communities formed, and over time, the island slowly developed into a village. But interestingly, some researchers believe the island might have been visited even earlier by Arab sailors and traders who traveled across the Bay of Bengal centuries ago. These traders were known for sailing through this region for commerce and navigation. However, there isn't a strong historical proof that they were actually settled on the island permanently. So most likely, while Arab traders may have stopped here during sea journeys, the real communities were formed later by fishermen from the nearby coast of Arakan and the Teknaf Peninsula area. Locally, the island has a much more poetic name. People call it Narikel Jinjira, which literally means coconut island, and honestly, when you see the place, the name makes the perfect sense. Coconut trees are everywhere, lining the beaches, growing near houses, and swelling in the sea breeze. There's also another older name you might hear sometimes, Daruchini Deep, which means Cinnamon Island. Some people say traders and travelers used that name long ago, though Narikel Jinjira became the name locals use the most. Now, the English name Saint Martin's Island came during the British colonial rule in the Indian subcontinent. The story goes that a British district commissioner named O.M. Martin was responsible for the area in the late colonial period. The island eventually got named St. Martin's after him. Interestingly, there aren't many public photos or records of O.M. Martin today, which is why you almost never see his pictures in documentaries or articles about the island. But what's fascinating is how this tiny place evolved from a coral formation in the sea to a temporary fishing stop and eventually into the small but famous island destination that people visit today. what really sets St. Martin's apart from other beaches in Bangladesh. First off is the country's only coral island. Most beaches here are sandy, but this one has actual coral reefs right offshore with colorful marine life like fish, oysters, seaweeds, or even some turtles and crabs. The water is that perfect turquoise blue, super clean and calm in good weather. And everywhere you look, there are tons of tall coconut trees swaying in the breeze, giving it that classic tropical vibe. It's got rocky areas, lagoons, mangroves in spots, and these pristine sandy stretches. It's small, only about 8 square kilometers at low tide, swings even more at high tide, but that makes it feel intimate and untouched compared to crowded mainland spots. Most of the people, around 8,000 to 12,000 residents now, are fishermen and their families. They wake up really early like 3 a.m., head out in their wooden boats to catch fish in the deep sea or around the coral areas. They bring the catch back by morning, sometimes drop it off in Teknaf for better prices. You will see these colorful boats line up on the shore. People grow some coconuts, chilies, watermelons, and a bit of rice too. No big roads, no cars, just walking or rickshaw vans for tourists. It's quiet, everyone knows each other, and the pace is slow. No rush, no stress, just living with the sea. Tourism has really picked it up here over the years. Every day during the season, usually from October to March, when the sea is calmer, several ships and launches bring visitors from Teknaf to St. Martin's Island. On busy days, there can be 5 or even more large vessels arriving with hundreds of travelers. Some people come just for a day, exploring the island for a few hours before heading back in the afternoon. Others stay overnight in the guest houses and small hotels scattered around the island, especially near the beach areas. The tourists themselves come from all kinds of places. Many are local travelers from cities like Dhaka and Chittagong who want a short tropical escape. But you will also spot visitors from different parts of the world. Backpackers, photographers, and travel lovers who are curious about Bangladesh's only coral island. Compared to many international island destinations, traveling here is actually quite affordable, which make it attractive for budget travelers too. A simple trip, transport, food, and a basic guest house can be surprisingly cheap by global standards, though prices can rise during the busy tourist season. So what do tourists usually do here? A lot of it is about slowing down and enjoying the nature beauty, feeling the sea breeze and listening to the waves. The sky often turns orange and purple as the sun dips into the waters of the Bay of Bengal. Travelers gather along the shore just to watch the view. Food is another highlight. Many tourists love trying the fresh seafood catch by local fishermen. Things like grilled fish, crab, shrimp, or spicy fish curry served in small seaside restaurants. Because the seafood is catch nearby, it's usually very fresh and full of flavor. Others explore the island on foot. St. Martin's isn't very large, so adventurers, visitors sometimes walk or cycle around much of it in a single day, passing through small villages, coconut groves, and quiet stretches of beach. Boat rides are also popular, especially trips to nearby little islets like Cheradip, which sits just south of the main island and become particularly separated during high tide. And honestly, a lot of people come here to simply relax. They chill with friends, take photos, walk around, and enjoy seafood. That's the charm of St. Martin's Island. It's much quieter and more natural than Cox's Bazar. It feels peaceful, like a small escape from everyday life. But it's not all perfect. The island is facing some serious issues, being the only coral spot in Bangladesh. Its coral reefs are very fragile, and a large part has already been damaged over the years due to bleaching, anchors, and people stepping on them. During peak season, large number of visitors arrive. As of 2025, the government has limited entry to around 2,000 people per day to control overcrowding and reduce environmental damage. Uncontrolled tourism has already caused serious problems. Plastic waste pollutes the beaches and sea, harming marine life, coral reefs, and turtle nesting areas. To protect the island, strict rules are now in place. Tourists must register and use approved transport. In some months, overnight stays are restricted, and for much of the year, the island remains closed. Activities such as littering, collecting corals using beagles, and loud beach activities are not allowed. These rules are enforced under environmental law. Violation can lead to fines removed from the island or legal action. In some cases, fines have reached up to 50,000 taka. Protecting the coral reefs is critical. They support marine life, protect the coastline, and sustain local livelihood. Without proper protection, both the ecosystem and the future of the island are at risk. So yeah, St. Martin's Island is this amazing little paradise. Clear water, coral reefs, coconut trees, and that peaceful vibe you just can't find anywhere. It's special because it's belonged to this land and it shows how beautiful nature can be. But it needs our help to stay that way. People come here to experience that beauty, and when it's respected, it can be remain a hidden gem for years to come. Truly worth protecting. If you have ever been there or want to go, drop a comment below, like, subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Alvida.